Hello you guys, and welcome back to another day of eating high protein vegan food. My name's Danielle. I'm a nutrition coach. I've been vegan for 10 years and I like to make a lot of videos around vegan protein. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, hit the subscribe button. So I've been on a bit of a strength building mission for the past month and a half. I walked on an incline for 40 minutes at the gym this morning, and then I did an upper body workout from a Caroline Girvin program. But I'm really trying to take my strength training seriously now. Protein is a huge part of that, so we want to make sure that we are getting enough so that we can build muscle, because muscle cannot be built from carbs and fats. It has to be built from protein. For your reference, I'm 5'3" and I don't weigh myself, but I would guess I'm between 125 and 130 pounds. So that's about how much protein I aim for during the day. This video is going to be a lot of high protein, leaner protein vegan foods, because when you are consuming plant-based protein, there are always going to be carbs and fats that come along with it. However, when you compare that to animal protein, someone can eat like a chicken breast or something and it's not going to have any carbs and very low, if any, fat. So we have a really unique challenge being vegan, plant-based, whatever you want to call yourself, in that we have to seek out lean sources of protein. So yeah, I'm going to make my coffee and then we will make a protein smoothie. We are not coffee snobs around here. I am currently using this caramel macchiato coffee from Target. It's very good in my opinion. I like to put a packet of stevia in my coffee and about 30 milliliters of nut pods. This is my favorite flavor of theirs, the cookie butter one, and I get it from Whole Foods. Sometimes it's hard to find, but Whole Foods pretty reliably has it. And I fill up the rest of my cup with unsweetened almond milk. This one is from Target. Alright, now we'll move on to making my protein smoothie. I have a shake with a banana or a smoothie made with banana every day after working out. I find it's a perfect balance of carbs and protein for me. Today I'm making my chocolate frosty version of a smoothie. So we'll start with frozen banana. I actually stuck this in the freezer before going to the gym this morning, so it's not completely frozen, but it's fine. Next I'm adding some frozen riced cauliflower. This was the thing to do back in 2017 when cauliflower rice first became popularized, and I still add it to my smoothies sometimes. I think it adds some thickness and iciness and you can't even taste it. It's a great way to sneak some veggies in. Next I'm adding some almond milk, and this is the key to do it in this order. So if you add your protein powder before your liquid, it's way more likely to get stuck on the sides of your blender cup. So put your liquid in first before adding your protein. Now I'm adding this chocolate cereal milk ghost protein, which I've been really liking. And of course we have to add spinach for our fresh greens, and I just think those little leaves are so beautiful. And now it's time to blend. This came out a little thinner than I typically like, but it's still good. I would recommend using fully frozen bananas, and then it'll be more like a frosty. And this all comes to 22 grams of protein. Hello. It's around 1 p.m. right now. I've been at my desk working at a few things. I had to fill out some forms because this afternoon I am doing an Ayurvedic consult with my friend who is like a student in Ayurveda right now. I don't know that much about it. I know there's like heating and cooling. Everybody is kind of unique in what their body is like supposed to respond to, but that's all I know so far. So I'm really excited. That's at 3:30. I am also studying for my NASM cert. We are in chapter 6 right now. I've been taking all my notes on Notion and doing some screenshots too. But yeah, I've been quite the student lately. I've been actually really loving the NASM cert and just learning a little bit more about the body. I'm excited to get to the chapters where you actually do a movement assessment and programming. My motivation in getting this is just to do my own programming and be able to help like my mom or like people in my family. I don't know if I'll ever become a personal trainer. I've worked at a gym before. I don't like working nights and weekends, to be completely frank with you. I feel like it's a small price to pay for knowledge that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life and like maybe be able to pass on to my kids, and you know, there's no downside to having this certification, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, so I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, but I don't need to eat soon. I ran out of almond milk when I was making my coffee and my smoothie, so I need to go grab some, and I'm also gonna grab some more frozen berries. I live really close to the grocery store. We're just gonna walk over there and grab that stuff, and then I'll make lunch. Before we go, I am having one of my protein balls to just hold me over. These are dates, almonds, pea protein, and then this one's A, B, and J, so it has freeze-dried raspberries in it, and then a little bit of salt, so very basic and very satiating. Another day, another impulse protein purchase. I got this one. There's a GNC right next to the grocery store that's closest to my house. So, of course, I had to stop and look. I've tried 2 of the other Ghost vegan protein powders so far. I like them. They're pretty low fat. They're pretty lean in protein, which is the theme of today and the theme of pretty much every day of my life. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna try to make vegan protein pancakes, and then I'll have the berries on the side or as like a compote on top of it. Okay, so to be completely honest, I didn't have a recipe for these protein powder pancakes, nor could I find a vegan one online, so I just looked up a non-vegan one here and just veganized it. So instead of an egg, I used half of a banana. I also cut the entire recipe in half because I wanted to use 1 serving of oats, which is 1/4 cup, and this recipe calls for a half cup. I did use an entire scoop of protein though. In hindsight, this was not enough almond milk and I had to add more as I was blending it, which, by the way, I made a rookie baking mistake here. I should have blended the dry ingredients first and then added the banana and almond milk, but you live and you learn. So after the batter was ready, I sprayed a little olive oil in the pan. The batter had a good consistency to it, so they cooked well. I left them for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side until they were brown, and then I flipped them. And I was so stoked that they didn't fall apart. So please don't come for me, but this isn't a true compote, but I microwaved the frozen berries to thaw, and then they were a little liquidy, so I added some naked peanut butter, like naked PB, to thicken the mix, but it still wasn't quite right, so I added about 5 grams of pea protein powder just to thicken it. But in hindsight, again, I would have just drained the berries and blotted them a little bit with a paper towel. I just felt like I was digging myself further and further into a hole with this compote mix, so I had to commit to it. And, you know, it wasn't awful. It was pretty good. So I just got done with my Ayurveda health counseling consult with my friend. And it's so nice to just have the space to talk about health and nutrition for like an hour with someone who you're really into the same stuff and like kind of cut from the same cloth. There's like actually autoimmune stuff that runs in my family, which is why I'm really passionate about like taking control of your own health. And she told me that there's a pitta imbalance sometimes if you are experiencing autoimmune issues, and that is like the heat kind of one. It's 4:30 now. I'm craving a long walk. It has rained for the past 3 days straight. I've just been cooped up at home and like just going to the gym and not getting to walk as much as I like to. But before that, I'm going to have a snack. So we're running a little bit low on protein today. I usually like to get between 80 and 90 grams around this time. So I have this tofu that I bought from my local Asian market. Hope you can see that. I know the focus can be like a little bit off here, but basically each piece in here has 10 grams of protein and half a gram of fat, which is an amazing ratio. So I'm gonna have 2 of these pieces before I go out on my walk. I'm just gonna eat them cold and by themselves. Alright, so for dinner, my protein is going to be one of my favorite types of TVP. This one is so good for doing a faux chicken. I measure it out dry, so this is 46 grams, which equates to about 24 grams of protein total. So to cook TVP, you basically just need hot water to rehydrate it, but you should add some spices or flavoring. So when I make it like chicken, I use this chickenless seasoning from Trader Joe's. And I'm also adding a little bit of liquid smoke. My typical dinner formula is dark leafy greens plus veggies plus protein plus fat. So I'm going to start cooking my veggies. I don't use a lot of oil because I prefer to get my fats from things like avocado, tahini, and nuts during the day. So I cook my veggies in a solution of water, soy sauce, and liquid smoke. So we'll start cooking the red onion. That takes kind of the longest to cook. The faux chicken cooks pretty quick, like less than 5 minutes. For my other veggies, I'm adding some frozen peas and kale. So we're very green tonight. And for an added protein boost, I'm putting in some nutritional yeast. Then I'm adding some Worcestershire sauce. I really like this combo. It's like very barbecue-y, cheesy, and it's so good in a tofu scramble too if you want to try that. And I also threw some spinach in there, I just didn't film that. Everything's pretty much done cooking now, so after transferring my veggies to my bowl, I'm adding some healthy fats with half a mini avocado. And these were at perfect ripeness. It was so great. I add some raw apple cider vinegar too, and then I mix everything up. So on top of that, I'll add my faux chicken, some more Worcestershire sauce, and everything bagel seasoning. And of course some pickles. So my dinner came to 35 grams of protein total. And I always have to have some kind of treat after dinner. So tonight I had ginger tea, this one is super good, and a snickerdoodle protein ball, which the camera is not focusing on, but okay, whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.